Hi, I'm Jen. I love to thrift and flip, and I'm partnering with Goodwill in the Second Chance Studio to show you how as well. So let's go shopping. Today I'm going to show you how to take an old sign and turn it into ghost art. I love Goodwill because we both try to keep as much stuff out of the landfill as possible. I'm an avid upcycler, and my obsession this season is to make my own ghost art. For this project today, we are looking for an old sign or a frame that we can upcycle and turn it into our own art. When shopping for something to upcycle, I usually try to pick something that wouldn't be saved by another customer. The birds are likely to be loved by someone, so I'm going to leave that. And this one is super cute. I like the frame, so maybe that's a contender, but I definitely don't need this bear. Come to mama, little sign. This is a perfect thing because although it's cute, it's probably not a big seller because everybody has had a sign like this in their house. So we're going to grab our black paint and give it a makeover. This is a simple project and it doesn't take a lot of creativity or products to get it done. We're starting with our sign and some black clay paint, and then I will use some white paint and add something called paint frosting to thicken it up to make good texture. You could also use wall spackling if you have that available. And then we're going to add some eyeballs with paint or a paint marker and possibly throw in some glitter. So here I am putting the paint and the paint frosting in and giving it a good stir. I love this because it is so easy to manipulate. But I like to keep it real, and I did not like the first ghost that I put on, so I wiped it off and put another coat of paint. Remember, it's just paint. Don't let this intimidate you. It's supposed to be fun. And once you make a couple of these swipes with your palette knife, you are going to be hooked, just like me. My advice would be let the palette knife do its thing. And don't make your ghosts too thick because they'll get kind of chunky and crumbly, but you definitely want to embrace some texture. So give it a good coat, but don't make it extra thick like you're putting a spackling on a wall. I like to call my ghost art a ghost party because they just pile them in there. Sometimes I start in the middle, sometimes I start on the bottom, and I make big ghosts, little ghosts, all different sizes. This would also be a fun project to do with kiddos. The paint frosting probably dries in about 4 hours, but usually I do it and then come back to it the next day. Wall spackling is going to be different, so just have to play that by ear as I've not used that. Add as many ghosts as you like. I always like to add one flying in late for the party because that's probably the way I would be if I were invited to a ghost party. I had a tiny bit of the paint left, and so I decided to put it on the edges and sort of outline the whole thing. This is completely optional. It's just kind of part of the shabby look that I like, and I thought you might enjoy seeing it too. And here's my painted ghost party, all dry and textured and looking adorable, if I do say so. Once it's dry, I'm grabbing a tiny brush and I am using my black paint to put eyeballs and a spooky mouth. You can put any kinds of mouth you want. That's what's the fun of it. It is your creation. I've also started putting one ghost with blue eyes in mine to see if anybody actually notices, and maybe a smile or two as well. Keep it fun. Do you decorate for Halloween? Some people like fall more than Halloween, but there's a lot of us who love to decorate for Halloween. You're my people. The next step is completely optional. I know some of you hate glitter, so I'm putting a little bit of top coat on here, and while it's wet, I'm sprinkling on some glitter. I like a little bougie ghost party, if you know what I mean. And here it is. Look at how cute they are. You can do this too. It's so easy. I also painted this pumpkin, and you'll see him in this vignette that I'm putting together because all the decor looks best when it's with other cool decor. And to top it off, I made these little tiny clay ghosts out of paper clay that just are the cherry on top. This last guy wants to look at his friends at the ghost party. Are you ready to go to Goodwill and get a sign and make your own ghost party art? I sure hope so, because it couldn't be easier and it's so fun. Not to mention cost effective, unique, and saves the planet by being sustainable. Thanks for joining me and Greater Milwaukee Chicago Goodwill. We'll see you next time.